Is the LCS dead?
Maybe League is actually dying.
Is the LCS dying?
It is cold in here. It must be
really?
esports
Okay.
winter.
Esports winter.
The esports winter.
I can't believe they gutted the LCS.
It's no question that the LCS is in a dire state with only 4 of the original franchise teams still in the league. In the last 6 months, 4 teams have left the league, and the league has downsized from 10 teams to 8. We keep hitting record low viewership split after split. But the crazy thing is, it's not because the LCS isn't entertaining. As a matter of fact, we have awesome content like this.
Come join me for a tour of LCS Labs. Welcome to This or That with Kobe and Cap. Hey! Hello and welcome back to this week's edition of The Blame Game.
The problem with the LCS isn't that it's not entertaining, it's that the teams give us no reason to care. I mean, just look at these numbers. LCS teams aren't producing quality content at scale, they're not consistent, and they keep making content that isn't what people want to watch. Documentaries are old, and people care more about debate shows and podcasts these days. We see this in traditional sports with things like these.
How does a guy get to 10 finals in damn near 2 decades? But
This is what's happening with Justin Herbert this year and last year with Anthony Lynn as coach.
And we even see it in the LCS itself. People like Dom and LS, Monty and Thorin have shown the massive upside of podcasts and shows, and they get way more views than the LCS teams themselves. Heck, even solo queue players just posting on TikToks get more views than TL on TikTok. Human attention is completely monopolized on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. These 5 platforms are where you need to be, and this is where they just aren't. So then why should anyone care about them? Teams need to realize that if they want people to care, they need to give them a reason to care. Even if they have a cool story, if people don't know about it, they won't care. Existing isn't a reason. You need to be in the business of showing. Take me for example. I've watched NBA games of teams I know nothing about because I saw a clip telling a story between the 2 teams, and so I watched it. Heck, I've even watched the game because I got clickbaited on YouTube. I got so curious, I just had to watch the highlights. The point is, you need to be everywhere, you need to be relentless, and you need to be consistent. At the beginning of this year, Dash was let go.
Part in all of it is that I wasn't spoken to prior to the news just being, delivered, like being told that this was what was happening. That would probably be the only piece in the whole puzzle that I think really eats at me.
Not a single team picked him up and said, we'll start a debate show with Dash as a host and have 2 polarizing people debate LCS hot takes. We're gonna create such compelling content that everyone's gonna wanna watch. You can't just make anything, you have to make great things. FlyQuest signed with LS and Ovely and then continued to use them in all the wrong ways. I mean, come on, why is Ovely doing a podcast on her channel and not on the FlyQuest channel, interviewing players, bringing out their personality, doing content with them? You got LS to do patch rundowns instead of a podcast with a guest from your players or management each week, talking about their games, co-streaming FlyQuest games, taking fan calls, reading their comments, motivating people to watch FlyQuest games. Team Liquid has Broxa, but he does nothing to bring people to watch TL games. He doesn't highlight the LCS players, their personalities, build excitements for their games, or really anything Liquid related. Cloud9 has amazing personalities, and yet for some reason all we see of them is this documentary that doesn't really show much. You have Sneaky. Why doesn't Sneaky just do interviews with players after the game? Have them trash talk. You get the point. There's so much you can do that teams aren't doing. I could go on and on about the need for content, good content that the fans care about, and distributing it in places that people see it. A common complaint is that, oh, we make content, people don't watch it. That just means your content sucks. If a bunch of random nobodies can do it and be 3, 4, 5 times bigger than an LCS team with no resources, if an 18-year-old can make TikToks and get millions of views and build a brand, then an LCS team can do it too. At the end of the day, unless you do this, no one will really care about you. And if no one watches you, you won't be getting sponsors and you won't be able to be profitable and make money. And I don't blame teams for trying to get different monetization options from Riot via skins or other things. Like, I agree with Arnold that there should be other avenues for monetization. I get it, really. I think they should be fighting for it as well. But that doesn't mean you just throw your hands in the air and say that it's not in your control. You have to take responsibility for what you can do, and you're not doing it. And I swear to God, there's so much that you can do. But until you start taking responsibility, no one's going to take you seriously. And that's coming from a fan. If you enjoyed this episode of the LS show, hit the subscribe button and make sure to watch the interview that I did with Kelsey. Honestly, it's really good. You should watch it.